I'm not sure if this is the right place to post this, but I have no idea who else I can tell about this, and I know you guys can give me some helpful advice. I'm in my 20s and have two adorable sons. Let's call them Rizio, 2, and Mizio, 4. It's important for me to mention that I'm a simple Slavic girl, so please forgive my poor language. So, a few days ago we moved to my old house. We were renting before but really wanted to be on our own. We didn't have enough money to buy the nice 3-bedroom apartment we wanted. In our current situation, no bank would give us such a big credit. But I had another idea. My mom had been living alone for some time. My dad passed away years ago and my brother moved abroad. My husband and I proposed to buy her a small apartment on the same street. We could get a credit for that, and move to the place she was living in. She agreed, and a few months later, we could start a new life in the apartment I grew up in. I was very happy because the area is perfect for children. It's an old block, I know, but we have plenty of trees, lawns, and playgrounds around. And I remember myself playing here as a child, and how I loved this parkish district, so different than the rest of the city. We were visiting my mom a lot before, so it was very easy for us to accommodate. My husband and I took my old bedroom. The boys got the biggest one, my brother's, and my parents' room was turned into a small office. We both are able to work from home sometimes, so it was quite important for us to have such a place. So we moved in, and the first few days and nights were just normal, I guess. And the other night, Rizio woke up, calling me from his bedroom. Parents know that children wake up at night. I always thought I was kind of lucky because both of my boys slept all through the night since the early mornings. Even I was waking up more often than they were. I usually wake up 4 to 6 times at night, but I guess it doesn't matter. So I just went to see what he needed and found him sitting on his bed, yawning and looking around half-conscious. "What's wrong?" I asked. He stared at me for a while, not saying anything. Then he said, "Mommy, we need to leave this room," in a very sleepy voice. Okay, honey, we will in the morning. Do you want to drink some water?" I said. "No," he said, scratching his ears sleepily. "We need to take Rizio with us and leave this room, Mommy." I assumed that he was talking in his sleep, so I gently made him lay back down, started singing to him quietly, and it looked like he fell asleep again, but just when I wanted to go back to my bedroom, he spoke again. "Mommy," he whispered. "What is it?" I looked back at him, which wasn't easy in the darkness, and noticed his eyes were wide open and staring at the corner of the room. I tried to put on a brave face, which wasn't easy for me. I am a coward. I hate horror movies, don't read such books, and even avoid conversations about paranormal phenomena. I just have too vivid of imagination, in the worst possible way. I didn't even turn my head the way he was looking. "A wardrobe," I said. "A chair, maybe your rocking horse?" "No," he said after a while and sat again. He was still staring at the corner, and I was kind of petrified to look there. You know, the dead of night, silence, coward me, and a little child seeing something behind my back. "Probably just a shadow," I said. "Just don't look there." "Mommy, please, let's take Rizio and leave this room," he asked again. I don't like it." And I would love to do so, but we have just a small mattress for 2, and we don't have a lot of furniture yet, and a bed isn't even a priority. "I'm afraid I can't do that," I said, "but maybe I lay next to you. Do you want me to sleep with you?" "Yes, please," he said with a relief. "Let's take Rizio with us." I looked at the younger son sleeping peacefully in his bed. "I think he'll be good," I said. "I will keep my hand in his bed, okay?" After a while of hesitation, he agreed and moved to make some room for me. Even though I'm not a very tall woman, a child's bed is too short for me. But we managed to curl up together and we hid under the blanket. Unfortunately, I couldn't fall asleep, so I just waited to be sure Mizio was sleeping and left the room. He didn't wake up again that night, and I did my best to forget about everything. The next morning, when I told my husband about it, he just said that I shouldn't worry, that a child's brain isn't fully developed, and it may have troubles understanding what it sees. Every shadow may look scary. You know, a hanging jacket turns into a boogeyman when you turn the light off, and I couldn't argue with it. But the next night wasn't much better. It was Rizzio this time. I woke up to his terrified scream and ran in there. He was laying in his bed crying and kicking his legs. And I did nothing at first because it looked like he was having a night terror attack. For those of you that don't know what a night terror is, here is a short explanation. It is a phenomena similar to sleepwalking but happens only to children, and it is not a pleasant view for others. A child wakes up screaming, attacking others, sometimes hyperventilating, shouting some nonsenses, etc. And the more you try to calm it down, the worse it gets. Children can be very aggressive during the attack. The best way to deal with the night terror is just to sit next to a child, make sure they don't hurt themselves, and wait it out. After a few minutes, they suddenly fall back asleep again and don't remember anything in the morning. We went through this with Mizio. Some medications can cause night terrors, and for Mizio it was probiotics he had to take. We asked our doctor to change them as soon as we realized what was happening, and it all stopped. So when I saw Rizzio crying and kicking his bed in the middle of the night, I assumed it must be a night terror. So I sat next to his bed and just watched him. But when he realized I was there, he reached for my neck and hugged me. It must have been just a regular nightmare then. I hugged him back, but it wasn't enough for him. He climbed into my arms and didn't allow me to put him back down for bed for a very long time. Eventually, I took him to our bedroom. 5 minutes didn't pass when Mizio ran in there too and almost jumped on me. I asked him what was wrong, but he didn't answer me. I sighed and decided that it would be much easier to push my husband off the mattress and make some room for the three of us, than to try to put them back in their beds. And the coward me didn't really want to do that. I knew my bedroom. I was sure it was safe here. And when we woke up in the morning, I noticed something very disturbing. On the right calf, Rizzio had a big bruise he didn't have the evening before. Of course it could have happened while he was kicking the bed, but there was something strange about it. My husband, a bit angry after waking up on the floor, didn't agree with me, but I saw a handprint in the bruise. I am probably a bit paranoid, but during the day I recalled the times when my brother was living in that room, and the depression he went through after we as children moved into this house. Suddenly I was sure I saw such a handprint bruise before, and some strange memories about my brother started to come out. My husband doesn't want to talk about it, but I feel that I need to call my brother today, but I still hope it won't happen again.